have 7 more weeks to train. Kind of hoping to be maybe in the low 180s, mid 180s, and I'm still 193 pounds. So I'm struggling with diet, and even with as much walking as I've been doing lately, I mean, it's helpful, but I'm not dropping body fat. So when you get to a goal or you're halfway there, how do you generally respond if it's not going in your favor? Do you get defeated? Do you get demotivated? Or do you change it up? And one thing I'd recommend, specifically if you're struggling, with a goal or you made it too high, is maybe just recalculate it, maybe change it up a little bit. It's okay to not even to say, shoot for the stars and land on the moon. It's just say, aim somewhere else, aim for another planet, I guess you could say. But yeah, you don't always have to stay on these impossible goals or these far-fetched goals. Some people reach them, but a lot of people don't, and that's what we don't see is, in the news and the media, is we see all the came from nothing and became successful, but how many people didn't? And that's a lot of us normal folk, right? We try something and then we failed at it, and we got life lessons. And I think that's a big one with this one, is to still be hopeful of some positive outcome. And hope is really important in terms of, I would say, keeping a drive and a motivation, to push ourselves and be a better self. Take every measure you can and constantly focus on getting somewhere, you will get there. And I don't believe that's true. I just think that some people are, you could call it luckier or better circumstances. We don't always have the same advantages. As a matter of fact, that's what makes us unique human beings. We all have different advantages and different strengths and different weaknesses. So I overheard there's a number of competitive athletes that are going to be in this class. There's actually, I think, 24. So this week I had to do something different. I just figured I need to do something to give me hope of accomplishing something from doing this, this warrior run in the Samson. I signed up for a pre-run, which is to actually do the course a week before. So I'll get to actually run the course and get a time. I think my goal now is gonna start to shift to be able to beat my time from the previous week, which kind of makes sense for this series because it's always a competition against myself. When we look in the mirror, that's kind of our ultimate competitor, is who we see in that reflection. We're up against ourselves. So I think that's kind of my direction from this point forward. I can hope to win, but it's going to be highly unlikely. I would call it pretty much impossible, just because some of these athletes, they're better than I am, and there's nothing I can do about that. We all have our different strengths and talents and gifts. A high-level athlete is not one of mine. I do this because it's something that gives me a drive, gives me a goal, gives me a reason, to push my body, in terms of getting a little bit better and just getting the life experience. But since it's highly unlikely that I'm gonna win this, I can for sure focus on beating myself, and that means training hard, doing a decent run the week before, and then focusing on the things I do well, and then take that last week and really see what I can do and how much better I can do it. I think that would be a much more feasible goal, something we talk about in SMART goals, because at this point I don't think it's realistic to win the warrior class. Probably going to be defeated if I'm in the middle of the pack and not even close to the top, and which is probably most likely to happen. But I can always hope to win. It's something that is in the back of my mind. I'm going to give myself, like I said, about a 1% chance of winning, which is not much. As a matter of fact, if you have 1% chance of winning something, are you actually going to do it? Well, I think a lot of people do. Think about the lottery. Think about some of the things we put, we call it risks, that we take based on a small percentage of being able to potentially win or get some benefit or some advantage. I still have that in my mind. I just know that something that's going to make me feel more sense of accomplishment in this is to be able to train, push myself, see how much better I can do in 1 week. I really have to focus on my diet, specifically the next 7 weeks. Pretty much I've been overeating in a lot of sugars and high calorie dense foods at the end of the day. So it's putting me at about 3,500 calories a day, which is too much if I want to lose weight. I would say the one advantage I have right now is that my strength is up. So some of the workout stuff I've been doing, I've been gaining a lot of strength, I think, for this competition, to be a little bit stronger, but my endurance is not good. So yeah, I think that's kind of the thing this week is, hope is a really important one. So that's the way I see it anyways. I can hope to win, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. So that's all I have for this episode. Until the next one, take care. Peace out.